Gentleman Jim here once again. Let me tell you something, fellow sewers. I'm excited about teaching you guys how to do a tie. Let me tell you how excited I am. Look at me, look at me. I want you guys to understand that all I ever tell you is sewing is not as hard as you think it is if you know some steps that will make it work for you. Now, we talked about a tie. Oh, we talked about a tie. I'm kind of a scarf man myself, but I do wear ties. Now, there's several components in a tie. Oh, there's several components. You can make it out of all kind of fabrics. For holiday time, you'll always find a nice little print. Whatever holiday it is, you'll always find it out of that. These are usually made out of some cotton-based fabric. Tells you all the good things. It's a little Valentine's Day fabric for your lovers, your sweeties. And then most of your ties are done out of some type of silk or satiny fabric. Now, that choice you'll get once you get the hang of a tie. Let me give you the easiest and the best way to go about making a tie. Because this is what I'm going to show you guys. The tie, as we know, has an outer shell. This is the fabric like I showed you. But the key to the tie is on the inside. And I showed you guys some of the things that go in. This is the tie filler. This is what shapes the tie, as you'll know. The bottom is shaped on the point like most ties are. Some of the older ties were square, so this was square. Now, you only need this filler, the outer jacket, which is the basic tie, and a little piece of lining. Now, the hardest thing for you to find is the filler. Now, they do sell filler you can find online. It's a tie interfacing. That's basically what it is. But I'm going to tell you guys the best way to go about this. Number one, this filler here will last for as long as the tie is in great condition. Now, the easiest way to buy it without having to buy yards of it, and this will also give you the shape of the tie you want to. You can cut it down if you want to make a narrower tie, or you can keep it whatever width is good for you. So, listen to me. Here's the best way to go about this. Go, I do mean go, to your local thrift store and buy a 50 cents or $1 tie. Now here's what that does for you. It gives you the shape of the tie. It'll give you the components because it's in two, sometimes three pieces. I split these. I use these again if I'm going to make a tie. Rather than buy yards of this, I got as much as I want. Most thrift stores will sell the tie 50 cents, $1, 25 cents. That's a lot cheaper than spending $4.95 a yard and make one tie. Now you might make more than one, but a lot of times you're just making one tie. But you have to buy this in length to get enough length. So go to the thrift store like I do. Oh yes, Gentleman Jim goes to the thrift store also. I buy a tie. I get the filler. Now I'm going to use a new piece of lining and a new outer one, but I'm going to get the filler. Then what am I going to get? I'm going to get the shape of the tie. I'm going to get that too. Then all I do is, they have tie patterns. I'm going to take this apart, and guess what? That becomes my pattern. Right there. It's got the crease marks where I need to crease it. It shows you where the inner of the tie goes. Gives me everything one time only. A lot of ties, especially on men's ties, they have a little loop here. That little loop is just the excess that you can cut off. That's basically, so when you put the smaller part of the tie through, it doesn't kick away. Like I said, safely go to the thrift store, buy you a tie. You get the inner facing, you get the shape of the tie that you want, and if you'll notice too, when you go into most thrift stores, you got all different widths. Invest in a tie Not so much for the outer jacket, which is the face of the tie, but for this guy right here. Get yourself some, because most thrift stores will sell these for 25 cents, 50 cents, $1 at the most. They're going to sell you a tie for $1. Now, these ties have been passed on, hand down. Every man has a bunch of ties that somebody gave him, and he doesn't want to wear them anyway. They end up wearing in the thrift store. This filler is not bad tie. Sometimes they get a little spot on the tie, they won't wear it anymore. But guess what? The filler, there's nothing wrong with it. This is what you go for. If you do that, you'll understand. We're going to have a good time making ties. Yes, we are. Because now I have a lot of ties. I don't wear them anymore, but I got a lot of, probably some of them might be in a thrift store. You might end up getting one of my ties. How about that? But at any rate, this course is going to start Monday. Remember, it's free. I want to show you guys, because I've been getting a lot of requests and a lot of response on the tie. Don't forget to join me and join in with all the people who are going to join in to make a tie, because people are asking, how do I make a tie? Well, that's what it's going to be. Remember, starting this coming Monday, January 26th. Stay tuned.